Guoba here with another pre-release discussion, this time on Kafka. So Kafka is almost out and I thought I'd put my take on some talking points the community has been discussing, like Create Kafka and Break Kafka, as well as talk about some important points Kafka mains will be needing to think about for her release and building her and her teams. We'll review her kit real quick, check out her revealed traces, and discuss these new off-meta builds people are talking about, as well as other topics. Then I'll give a safe build path and teammates you can prepare for, even if she's only a few days away. So let's quickly look at her kit that was revealed on HoYoLab. So her basic attack is nothing special, her skill is a blast skill and will detonate the central target's dot effects. That goes for any ally dots and break dots. Remember that freeze, entanglement and imprisonment are not dot effects. Her ultimate is an AoE damaging ultimate that will detonate all enemies' dot effects, rather than just the target in the middle. It will also apply shock, and as a 5-star limited unit with a shock on her ultimate, we can assume this shock will hurt a whole lot. Her talent is a follow-up when an ally uses a basic attack and will inflict shock too. Just like Serval's kit shocks, these will not be stacking with each other. Her technique is an attacking one and will also apply a shock equal to the ultimate's one. As for her traces, they make her ultimate detonate all dots, give her energy on enemies being defeated with shock, and give all of her shock based chances a buff. So Kafka's main role is a main DPS and her secondary role is a dot enabler. Without knowing kit numbers, ultimate and skill will be leveled first, and then talent, and then basic. It's just the priority of how strong they are. Her first passive is OP, you should be getting it instantly, her third is also a must get, and her second is nice, and you might as well get the secondary trace bonuses. So with that kit out of the way, what will she scale on? Well, dots cannot crit and she will thus scale primarily on attack. She will not need much effect hit rate due to her third trace, and we'll see if that's true on release. And then she will scale heavily on speed because of the nature of her damage. The way her damage will scale on speed is because of the way she double dips in damage. You see, taking more turns is of course good for any DPS. If you do a little less damage than usual but take many more turns, you will overall be doing a bunch more damage. Kafka follows the same concept. Every turn she takes, she can skill and do some damage, but then she will also detonate her dot effects and any ally dot effects. What this means is that speed is even more important for her than usual. Your dot damage will happen at the start of every enemy turn, but also on your own turns. Getting more instances of those is always good. You also have to of course stack attack percent. So that's 2 lines in your Relic's possible 4, and that's why people are going to crit and break Kafka. If I only need attack and speed, why not add crit? Well, the problem is that we don't have infinite substats or possible substat rolls. We need those attack percent rolls and we need those speed rolls. If we use my Sampo sheet and insert 10 crit rate and 10 crit damage subs and a crit rate chest, his damage naturally comes out ahead versus normal attack percent. This is losing effect hit rate, which means a lot less debuffs, which isn't calculated here, but since we're comparing with Kafka, and Kafka won't be needing effect hit rate, we can follow the same concept. So in a solo case, crit will be doing more damage if you're just considering a dot effect and a damage effect. But that's where detonations come into play. The dot scales on attack percent, the kit damage scales on attack percent, and the detonation scale on attack percent. Only one of these scales on crit, and that is the kit damage. The more you remove speed for crit on Kafka, the less detonations you'll get. The more you remove attack percent on her for crit, the less damage her overall kit does, before 1/3 of it being multiplied by crit. Foregoing speed also means potential allies' dots suffer, but Crit Kafka would be running stuff like Tingyun and Asta, so that wouldn't matter. Of course, just like Serval is primarily a crit DPS with a nice dot, Kafka will be a dot DPS with a nice amount of critable damage. So you can still run crit absolutely, and it will still work and probably be viable until Memory of Chaos gets beefier and beefier. Though the nice part about not running crit is all those pieces about crit can finally be used. As for Break Kafka, her break effect scalings were removed from the closed beta, which is a bit sad, but breaking is still a ton of damage when you focus in on it, and since she can detonate, going all in on speed and break effect will do decent damage if you break. It of course needs you to be breaking, and or bringing Serval, and being against lightning weak, but it can work. Remember, break shocks stack with normal shocks, and can even stack on other teammates' break shocks. If you're all daring, you can stack Serval and Kafka's 4 shocks all on one poor boss, with Serval's ultimate infinitely extending these shocks. So for long fights, break seems great. At the end of this though, you can ask why bother, and just run attack percent and speed. Of course you can play how you want, and I'm excited to see all 3 builds post-released. They're all going to be great, and will probably be beating late game Memory of Chaos just fine. My full guide will cover a bit of them and what kind of relics you'll be wanting. As for teammates, she is a dot enabler as her second role. Remember, she is foremost a main DPS and she can therefore run your standard team setups you've been building for. She doesn't need those dot friends if you don't want to build them. She can run your Tingyun, your Bronya, your Yukong if you're going Kritka. She can be the focus of your team. She doesn't need Sampo or Servo or Luca to perform like some people are stating, so if you don't want to build them, you don't have to. Just like Servo main DPS is doing excellent and Sampo's solo dot is working, Kafka will be fine just by herself. You can of course use those dot units you've been building up, and they'll be best with her due to her detonation playstyle. But if you just want to get her and play her because you love her, then go ahead. You'll see plenty of showcases within the first week of her popping off as a solo DPS. My friend Dreamy probably already has one in the works with Before Dawn on Kafka. So for a safe build, 4-piece Sizzling Thunder will of course be excellent on Kafka, Space Seeing Station for the plain ornaments, and Galactic will most likely be a DPS loss due to her third trace. You will also be able to run 2-piece combos such as Musketeer, Messenger, and the Lightning set again. There's also a possibility of the Quantum set, which I'll be talking about in the main guide. For main stats and substats, you'll want attack percent, speed, lightning damage percent, and attack percent. For subs, you'll be chasing attack percent and speed, getting to whatever effect hit rate needs she has, and then plopping the rest into your desired stats. For light cones, her signature will be incredible for her, due to it being stackable with her base kit shock, just like the Resolution Light Cone Defense Shred stacks with Pellet's ultimate, since they are two different sources or named debuffs. Goodnight Sleep Wall is broken and will be amazing for her too. You don't really need to pull signature if you don't want to. You're looking at a permanent 72% damage boost if you have 3 debuffs on the enemy. The Martyr as a free-to-play option is nice, and Waltz Light Cone works because of its high base attack damage percent and skill damage buff, which will be boosting her dots during the detonation. Her best sub DPS would of course be Sampo and Luca, and Servo and Break DPS will also work great with her. Her best sports will be Asta, Pella, and Silverwolf, but remember she can use other harmonies too, don't feel too restricted. The standard team comp for her will include one of your desired sub DPS, combined with a buffer or debuffer, and then a solo sustain. Pick your poison. Triple dot, as I said in my sample guide, will be a bit risky to run with lack of survivability and not best in damage, due to Asta, Pella, and Silverwolf boosting the damage of 2 DPS a turn. Finally, a lot of people are suggesting Himiko and Hook, but their burns are pretty weak, and Himiko needs like 200 effect hit rate to hit her burns anyway. If you want to use Himiko, I'd run her on a break DPS setup. Anyway, I hope that helps for any Kafka wanters. I hope you all become Kafka havers on August 9th. Thank you all to my members, you are the best, and thank you all for watching. Have a Guoba day.